Webinar, What is Coaching? I'm Arlene Dilworth, Chairperson for the Houston chapter of the Society of Emotional Intelligence. I'm delighted today to present Dr. Wanda on our topic. Wanda, can you tell us about your background and what prompted you to give us this presentation today on what is coaching?
Yes, thank you so much for the opportunity to share this topic with our audience. Coaching is growing. It's a field that is so needed, and also is a trend that we see every day, that more people are looking for a coach to help them to achieve their goals. But also we see that a lot of people wants to be coached or call themselves coaches, and I think that is really nice to give the opportunity to everybody, to clients and potential coaches, to know what exactly is coaching and the importance of this new professional career that actually is a great opportunity, so rewarding, and could be a great potential for a lot of people that are out there to do it in the private or maybe integrated to their professional careers.
Great. Well, why don't you go ahead and dive right into it?
Well, thank you so much. Well, I'm Dr. W. I am the CEO and founder of DRW Life Skills Institute. And DRW Coaching School is a division of the Institute. Our foundation is Holistic Emotional Intelligence. That means that we teach emotional intelligence, and actually the fundamentals of the foundation of our coaching school are the skill and knowledge and the model of holistic emotional intelligence. We are located here in Orlando, Florida, and we are part of the UCF Business Incubator. During my process, I was doing my doctor degree in holistic health, and I found coaching as a vital part of communication skills. How coaches are able to ask questions and to discovering which are the goals and defining their plans. And the most important part, or maybe the part that is so needed, is making people accountable. And during today's presentation, we want to explain to you guys what is coaching and what is not, because there is a lot of misconception about the coaching career. And this is something that we want to be sure that everybody knows. And if you feel that you are attracted to become a coach, you know exactly your new endeavor. Like I said, we are a DRW Life Skills Institute. We are a coaching school. We have different programs. We have the bioenergetics, because we believe that when you don't know how to manage your emotions, you block the energy of your body, and your energy sustain your health, your productivity, and your interpersonal relationship. But also we have a division that is for diversity, and how emotional intelligence could be integrated in corporate work to help to manage diversity and inclusion at the workplace. Today, we are going to be talking about coaching, what is coaching and what is not, what is the scope of practice, which are the trends for coaching science 2014, some coaching guidelines and standards, and we are going to be talking a little bit why our coaching program is different. What is coaching? Coaching is a partnering with clients in a process to provoking a creative process that inspired to maximize their personal and professional potential. In other words, both people are in the same level. The coach has some skills and tools, and in a way very objective, neutral, is going to guide through questions to the client to first define their goals, design strategic plans, and Also monitor the progress. And it's a simple process, but it's challenging sometimes for the coaches stick to their scope of practice, because we are not consultants, we are not therapists, we are not counselors, and we have to actually stay in our scope of practice to avoid sometimes liability. What we do, like I said before, a professional coach is a person that is going to actually, through a conversation, through a communication process, help the person to define their goals. How is that done? First, the person have to develop or identify or assume responsibility. Then, when the person said, I'm responsible for what I want and how I feel, then the person have to be really honest in the process of defining the goals. Why do I want, and what that means, and how that is going to make me feel? And this is so important in the process because there are different goals, there are different areas in life that we could use this methodology, and you could going to find coaches in different industries, and then you're going to design strategic plans. And this is a really important in the process because we are going to be evaluating resources, time, money, effort, and the willingness of the person to achieve the goal. And all that is in a process, a really smooth process of questions, a conversation in a safe and confidential environment. What coaching is not? What is not? Well, there are different other service professions that we have to be sure that we don't confuse first the client and we don't confuse ourselves, because it could put us in liability, and I'm going to explain why. Actually, here in Florida, the Department of Health have a whole division for activity on license. That means that we have to understand that a coach is not a therapist. That means that we don't deal with healing pain, dysfunction, conflict within an individual or in a relationship. We don't focus on the past. We focus in the present and in the future. That means which are those learning experiences from the past, but how that is going to help you for your future, for what you want to achieve. And we put all the energy, time, and effort designing the future. And also, if it's needed, we refer the client to therapy because maybe the person, yes, have to deal with some issues or traumas from the past, but we are not the professional because we don't have that expertise, we don't have that education, and we don't have those licenses. And according to the law, to be a therapist, you need a license actually here in Florida. That means that you have to be really careful that you don't cross that line that could harm your client and put the coach in trouble. Like I said, the Florida Department of Health Division and any state in US and in some part of the world, they have licenses and regulation. For example, activity on license is a first degree misdemeanor. If you try to do therapy or you try to do nutrition, marriage therapies, or call yourself, or maybe the person perceive that you are presenting yourself as a psychologist, that puts you in trouble. And you want to be sure that the people perceive you and they know exactly what do you do. That in this case is coaching. Consulting. We may be experts in a lot of different areas, but when we do consulting, we do coaching, we are not telling the people what to do based on our expertise. If they want a consulting appointment, yes, we could do it. Some coaches does, but we have to be sure that in the process, the client knows that we are going to be having a coaching session where the source of information is the client. Instead, when you do consulting, the source of information is the professional consultant. That means that we have to be sure and understand which role we are playing during the process. And the most important part, let the client know that we are going to be offering coaching or we are going to be offering consulting. Another area is mentoring. And mentoring is not coaching. Mentor is an expert who provides wisdom and guidance. That means I want to be like you. Tell me how you did it. In coaching, the source of information is the client. That means that the client wants to be himself. The client have their own goals, and it's just a conversation, open conversation with questions to discover, to explore, to brainstorm options that could help the process to achieve the goals easier and faster. But probably the client doesn't want to be like a coach. Training is also different to coaching. In training, the instructor training knows the objective is really linear. I'm going to be telling you exactly what you are going to be doing and what you're going to be learning. In coaching, we don't have an agenda. The client is the one that state what they want to work on that particular day, and actually they set the pace and the speed of the process. We have to be sure that it's an option is that the person needs training in a particular area, and a lot of coaches also do seminars and workshops. Yes, we could suggest and we could tell them that there are some options available in training, but we aren't going to be using our coaching time to train the person or educate the person because they are two different things. Athletic development, or we have a lot of people that confuse a little bit because we have basketball coaches, football coaches, baseball coaches, and those are all of the above. Like I said, an athletic development coach is a mentor, is the trainer, is the coach, sometimes it's the consultant. He knows the game. Is different to a professional coach, and we have to be sure that we could understand and we could explain to the client or the potential client what we do and what we don't, because we don't want misunderstanding. We don't want to be then later on in a problem, legal or liability, because the client didn't understand. And also the worst thing that could say is that the person start to say, well, I went to Wanda, for example, and she helped me. She's an amazing psychologist. No, because I'm not. And if she's talk with a psychologist that have license and paid an education, and every 2 years or every 4 years they have to renew their license, they're not going to be really happy that we are doing things without credentials. That means that we have to be really sure what we do and what we don't do as coaches. And again, our job and our duty is help people to define their goals really clear, design their plan really specific and detailed, and make them accountable if they want so. The trends in coaching in US is growing. It's growing and it's going to continue growing. Why? Because with all the changes in the economy, all the changes right now in the workplace, people are looking to do a lot of extras in different things. And sometimes they don't have the guidance, they don't have even the time to connect with themselves and discover what they want to do. And another thing, there is a lot of lack of discipline and commitment that sometimes you need, or we need someone that make us accountable to achieve our goals. Is a lot of people start diet on Monday, and by Tuesday afternoon, they already broke it. Well, we need someone that make us accountable, that we feel that we are working with someone and someone is monitoring our progress, that we could develop the habit, and later on we can do it by ourselves. There are different organizations. Again, like I said, there is not a license or permit or law or regulation for coaching in US or anywhere in the world. But there are some organizations that actually set the standards, because we need some guidance in how we are going to actually perform our role as coaches. The International Coaching or Coach Federation was founded in 1995, and they have the purpose to advance the art, science, and practice of professional coaches. We have chapters all over in different cities, in different countries, in different states, and they all are really active, like setting those standards and setting also credentials. They are one of the organizations. There are another organization that is the Center for Credentialing and Education, that they have the board certified coach credential. Again, you pick the one that you feel that is more the better for you and your career. Each of them are options. As well, there are other organizations and schools that teach coaching. Just you have to define which one is the best for you and how you're going to develop a plan to achieve the credential of the organization that you pick. Why for us is so important to coaching and why is part of our organization? I think that coaching is an amazing process for enhanced communication. People don't like to be told what to do. But in another hand, I know how to explore options and help the people to explore the willingness to stick to the plan to achieve the goal, that option that the person pick. The person is going to be more aligned to follow it and to achieve it. For us, we facilitate the process of becoming a professional coach, offering education, training, mentoring, and guidance. Our foundation is the holistic emotional intelligence model, because we think that coaching could be applied to any of the 8 areas of health that is called, some people call it life coaching, but also you could apply it to more business executive coaching and help the organization to achieve the goals. But you could work with individuals and define their own goals, or you could work with organizations and help them to define the goal of the organization and define plans to achieve it. There are different specialties, there are different tracks, there are different people, they have different markets, different niche. It's not that maybe they are experts on those areas, it's that they feel comfortable working with those people and also help them with the marketing. Because in coaching, you are going to stay really objective, really clear, really neutral, and you are not going to be actually consulting and educating. That means that if we go through the process of coaching, you could coach a person without you being an expert on that area. The part that is so important is that when you are going to brainstorm options with the person, that means that you're going to open up because maybe they run out of options. You are going to offer or put some options on the table that they could pick the one that they are willing to do. More tools that you have in that area or in that field, the better, more effective you're going to be. This is when you have, for example, fibromyalgia coaches, they have a lot of tools specific for patients with fibromyalgia. If you have probably diversity coaches, they have specific tools to develop diversity management plans really effective. If you have more business executive coaches, they have a lot of tools specific to help particular businesses to be more effective. That doesn't mean that if a life coach cannot help or serve a person in business, because you cannot separate a business person from their personal life. Sometimes they have a lot of things that they need to work in life to be more effective in business. But in business, we are going to focus on the goals of the company or the organization or corporation. For example, there are different coaching school out there. Each of the coaching school, they have a foundation. You could be with us, you be certified holistic emotional intelligence coach, but you could go to other schools and be certified life coach, fibromyalgia coach, emotional intelligence coach, and you have to pick which are which school give you more tools depend on the market and niche that you are going to be working. Which school give you the support, which school give you the education, the training to be the best coach, especially because it's a process of practicing. You could have that calling of serving through coaching, but you have to practice, 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 and practice. And the most important thing is the process of asking the questions, but also that you don't get out of the scope of practice, that maybe you could be later on liable because you could be doing activity on license because you fall in one of those professions that you need license. Also, there is out there a lot of people that call themselves coaches because they are part of different companies that sell products. Or it's so important to know that when you are a coach, you could offer options, but you cannot tell people what to do. That is not your role as a coach. Your role as a coach is help them to explore options and brainstorm with them options if they allow you to do so. But you are not there to tell them what to do or to sell them a particular program or product. You have to let them to pick which one based on their resources, time, money, and energy, and their willingness, and they are the ones that pick which one. What we also do different is that we capitalize in emotions to develop and do that brainstorming and questioning. We use a lot of how do you feel about it? Because a lot of people using feeling emotions, they could actually find maybe they don't know exactly what they want, but they know exactly what they don't want. They know how they don't want to feel. And using that, we could actually define what they want. And this is a really tool and skill that our coaches at DRW has, because capitalizing and using and recognizing the power of emotions, we could help our clients to move faster and easier. And there is a process. Each school have their own curriculum. My recommendation is for the people out there, do their due diligence, look for which school, the program, how much it's going to cost, the length of the program, the support that they are going to have after the program is over, because be a coach is easy. What is not easy is build a successful coaching practice. And how you define that is so important. How actually you define how what means for you to have a successful coaching practice. How much money as a coach you want to make? How many clients a week you want to see? Which is the people or the niche of the market that you feel more comfortable working with. And based on that, you actually are going to use coaching skills to develop a plan, because if your goal is to develop a successful coaching practice, what that means for you. And we have to be really clear. And to define that, what means for you, again, use a successful coaching practice. I want to make X amount of money, see X amount of clients, and put X amount of energy on the process. Then you're going to define a plan and a strategic plan to achieve that. Which are your resources? Which are your gifts and talents? Which are the channels that you could use to actually achieve that plan? There are so many different tools, channels that you could use to build a successful coaching practice. Uh, and this is really individual. You have to see how do you feel and connect with yourself and see which is my life purpose and which are my core values and which are my gifts and talents. If you could actually capitalize in your gift and talents to develop a marketing plan to achieve your successful coaching practice, you are going to be so happy and you're going to enjoy the journey. But that is a process that actually you could apply your tools as a coach to develop your own plan. Remember, coaching, yes, is to help others, but it's the most powerful tool that you have to help yourself. That means that if you could self-coach yourself, you could coach anybody, because coaching is the process of defining which is the goal, what that means, which are the options that I have, and if I don't have options, where I could find it, which is the safe and confidential environment that I could go and brainstorm options, where and how I'm going to evaluate those options in terms of my resources, my time, my money, my energy, and then when I'm going to start. Then comes the accountability part. How often I'm going to evaluate my performance to be sure that I'm in track, that I don't get a detour of my track that take me longer, or maybe how I'm going to actually um, change or modify my goal. Maybe it's needed in the process. And that guidance is offered by coaching. And it's just beautiful when we could actually do it for ourselves, and doing it for ourselves first. We practice, we master it, and we could help other people with the skills of coaching to achieve their goals, define strategic plans, and make them accountable if they need it. Saying that, any question and any doubt? I have been talking a lot about coaching. Do you have any question?
No, Wanda,
No,
I think
Wanda,
you
I
did an
think you did an
outstanding
outstanding
job.
job.
You
You
covered
covered
what
what
happened,
happened,
you crossed the
crossed the
line,
line,
And you've covered the real strength in coaching, which is focusing on individual strengths and giving people options.
Yeah. Coaching is all about options. Is be that safe and confidential environment where person could explore options and brainstorm options. And then they could have that freedom to evaluate them based on their willingness and their resources without judgment, without criticizing, just giving that open space for them to. It's beautiful because you are helping them to discover. And sometimes, and I'm going to tell you something, most of the time the person have the answer, just have to connect with themselves. And we provide that space, we really professionally, to actually they could connect with themselves and find that answer that is going to give them the joy to achieve their goals.
Yes, it sounds like a very rewarding career.
It is, and you could do it in with a lot of different fields, a lot of different niches, a lot of different markets. Just you have to put in your mind and define exactly what is and what is going to, how it's going to look, and how do you going to feel when you develop a successful coaching practice.
Excellent, Dr. Wanda. We really appreciate your taking the time to clarify that coaching career for us. Is there anything else you'd like to say in your concluding remarks?
No, well, thank you so much for the opportunity. Coaching is really rewarding career. You could apply it in any area at home, in your life, your personal life, at work. Executive, you could have your private practice or you could integrate it to your job. If you adopt a coaching like approach as a supervisor or manager, your employees are going to exceed their performance. It's amazing the changes, and capitalizing in emotional intelligence is a plus because we have a good tool, we have an excellent skills of emotional intelligence that an emotional intelligent coach could be more effective and could be a really, really great help for the people to recognize and acknowledge their emotions and develop the skills that are going to help them to be a better person and a better professional.
Yes, I really agree with you that anybody who ever plans to do any kind of supervisory work would benefit from having coaching skills and training.
Yes, it's a plus. Should be in the job description.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Wanda. I hope you have a great day.